Hello, and welcome to another edition of Talking Sports and Fitness with Zeke. I'm Zeke, also known as Mike Zielinski. My guest today is a gentleman named Marc David, who I met online a few months ago, and we started talking about my show. He is an accomplished author, runner, and expert on healthy lifestyles. The funny thing is, welcome, Marc. Marc David, and you're Marc David in 49 states. But apparently you're Mark Markowitz, which I didn't realize until a week ago, longtime sports writer for the Allentown Morning Call and also for the Reading Eagle when I was the sports editor. So this is really funny. And I didn't realize that and but it's welcome and have you. And also, which I just found out a couple of minutes ago, you once had a blind date with my sister Anne Marie. So it's a small world. And you're now in Scottsdale, Arizona. You covered a lot of professional high school sports, including heavyweight boxing, which I did, and you covered the Olympics. Which Olympics did you cover?
1988 in Korea.
Oh, good for you. And now you live in Scottsdale, and you've been out there for what, 13, 14 years?
I've been in the desert for 16 years.
Good for you.
And I've been in Arizona for 12.
Now, you are a full-time author now. You write for newspapers out west, including Texas. You've written 3 books. We'll hear about them. But obviously this is a sports and fitness show, so let's start with that. You've written a book called The Addicted Runner. I've read some of the reviews. Apparently you bring a sense of humor to this, and did I get the reference that you're a little bit out there on the fringe? So, so tell us about what you perceive as running. Are you really addicted, and why, obviously it's kind of obvious why running's good for you, but go ahead.
Well, why am I really addicted? Because I haven't missed a day in over 30 years.
Yeah.
And under some of the most crazy circumstances you can imagine. About 20 years ago, I believe it was, when I was still living in Pennsylvania, we had a 3-foot snowstorm in Allentown. And I detail in 2 chapters here how I actually kept running on those days. Quickly, what I did was I had to follow a National Guard truck which patted the snow down. Otherwise, I would have not been able to run. Okay?
You are addicted.
Yes, yes. And also, there's some illustrations in this book also. It shows one time I was running in the Bangkok airport, Bangkok, Thailand, with soldiers with guns around me and stuff like that.
But you weren't running up and down the runways, but it was
interior
of the airport?
In the interior of the airport, just so I could get my run in that day.
What year was this about?
That would have been about 8, 9 years ago.
Really? So there must have been security concerns when they see this guy running.
Well, I don't think so, because I had a pair of shorts on, a t-shirt. It was very hot over there, as it is in Thailand all the time. And I couldn't have been carrying any weapons. They could see that. And I'd left my baggage and stuff with others who were traveling the same party as I was.
Now, you referenced earlier that you covered the Olympics in Korea. You ran there, obviously?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, and that was a challenge too, because that was a very heavily guarded Olympics. Even though it was well before 9/11, there was still the tension between South and North Korea.
Now, you call your book, maybe somewhat tongue-in-cheek, Addicted to Running, but there have been psychological studies that people actually do get addicted to running, right?
Absolutely,
it's
the endorphins.
Physical craving.
Yeah, the endorphins. You get that.
It's just like eating dark chocolate, but more work, right?
Yeah. It's called like the runner's high is real. And the runners in this area certainly would agree with me on that.
How far do you run on a normal run?
My average run at this time of the year is probably about 5 miles a day, 35 miles a week.
Do you run in 5Ks and 10Ks and stuff?
I haven't run races in many years, but I have done anything up to marathon. I've never done anything more than a marathon.
Oh, you've done marathons?
Yes.
Did you ever run Boston or?
No, I never. You have to qualify, and I never qualified.
Yeah.
I was never that fast. I was just only addicted. I was addicted to the fast, or fastly addicted, well, whatever.
And how many years have you been addicted?
Well, I have not missed a day in over 30 years.
Okay.
It's been more than 30 years, and I have not missed a single day.
Now, the thing is, there are addictions and then there are addictions. If you're going to be addicted to one thing, running is the best thing. It must have obviously had a great impact on your healthy lifestyle, correct?
Well, I believe so. My heart rate is very low, and I'm able to do almost anything I want. I'm out in the desert where it's real hot during the summer. I can play golf in the middle of the day, and I don't tire out because the running. And that's one thing that's helped, is that I just don't really tire that easily.
Now, we were talking off the air prior, and you made some references, like a lot of runners sometimes develop, knee tendonitis, etc. What are some of the tricks of the trade of an experienced runner that you don't develop that?
Okay, very, very good question. And a lot of people I see practice some very bad habits like running on concrete, running on the sidewalk. No. That's a no-no. If you have a choice, you need to run on something softer than that. And even asphalt is softer than concrete. The other thing, which is very important, as you get older, but even when you're young, if you get into the habit of stretching after the run, extremely important.
They say it's best to stretch after a physical activity, not prior. And that seems to be the inverse, but I understand that's the case. But you would think it's better to stretch first.
No, and I'll explain why. Well, first off, I do stretch lightly before the run.
Okay.
But afterwards, it's important because let's say you're running on a cold day. Your muscles are a little tight, and if you don't stretch them out, they stay tight, and that's where you can get easy pulls and other injuries.
Okay. What about treadmills? How much damage do they do?
Well, some people swear by treadmills. I've never been on a treadmill in my life.
Come on, really?
I've never been.
So you run in rain, and obviously you do anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I call them dreadmills because I can't walk and chew gum.
Yeah.
I can't be on a treadmill.
Well, I think people run on treadmills because it's convenient, like myself, and you can watch TV. So what other benefits besides the cardiovascular? I mean, you can probably eat and drink whatever you want without worrying about calories.
Pretty much. I think most of us, and I'm certainly guilty of this, as you get older, the pounds are a little bit harder to take off.
Right.
And if you get yourself into a healthy lifestyle, it's a whole lot easier to continue with what you've been doing before.
Have you found in your experience, if you have the discipline to run every day, you have the discipline to back off from potato chips and the other fattening stuff, do disciplines run in tandem that way?
Well,
Pardon the pun.
I kind of believe that because my diet changed over the last 30 years. I mean, I eat totally different than when I was a lot younger, and I don't miss anything. The things I gave up, I just don't miss.
Yeah. Okay, so you speak professionally about running and healthy lifestyles. What haven't we talked about with running like you'd like to stress to our audience?
Well, what I would tell people is I know I see a lot of people out there with headphones and things and listening to music, and I think that takes away one of your senses. But more than that, I think it takes away an opportunity for you to really get into what you're going to do that day and just enjoying nature. I've never run with a headphone on because I just enjoy being out there. I'm so used to it. I love Mother Nature no matter where I'm at. And it also helps me to just think and clear my mind of many things.
Yeah, that's very true. What about, you also speak and write about healthy lifestyles. Besides the obvious, proper nutrition, proper sleep, proper exercise, what else encompasses a healthy lifestyle?
Well, I think everything kind of goes hand in hand. Once you get yourself into a habit, it no longer becomes a habit; it becomes a lifestyle where you don't. I'm not going to just sit on my butt today and watch television. You have to keep moving. I enjoy television, but I don't watch much television because I don't feel like I have the time, and I feel like there's better things for me to do.
What else topics do you address in The Addicted Runner in terms of running?
Well, it's the psychological aspect of, and in fact, I spoke with a psychologist who explained to me what's called healthy addictions, and he called running a healthy addiction. So, but the thing is, you got to be smart with the running. If you're going to do it every day like I do, which I don't tell people they should do, but if you're going to do it, you got to be smart. You can't go out there and run hard every single day. You got to take some easy days.
Okay. We just have a couple of minutes left. Do you want to show your book and just mention the other two, which are not sports related, but they're lifestyle related? Yeah.
And I have a website called The Addicted Runner, which explains this book, my second book, my third book. And these are not really related books. The first two, The Addicted Runner and Available Male Tale, are both lifestyle books, where 1001 Things is a trivia book. But I have a website called theaddictedrunner.com.
Yeah, I've checked it out, and the one about the middle book is that's about being single.
Yeah.
Your experiences being single.
That's being single between divorce.
Okay.
Something you cannot relate to, fortunately.
The thing is, if you were married, you probably have less time to run.
Well, I'm married now, and I have plenty of time to run.
Oh, are you married now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're going to write a book about being married?
No.
Well, what have we missed in the closing minutes about anything lifestyle from your experience?
Well, you meet some of the nicest people you ever want to meet through running. People are, it seems to me like they're very much more wide open. When you have that healthy lifestyle in common with somebody, you can always find something to talk about. And I've run with people who are a lot faster than I am, and people who are a lot slower. But the whole thing is that there's camaraderie involved.
That's interesting because you think of camaraderie, you think of it in team sports, but this is an individual activity, but not necessarily, right?
Right. I mean, if you're going to go out there and run on the track and do laps, that's one thing. But if you're going to go out for a long run, it's more fun running with somebody and just chatting along the way.
Okay. Marc Markowitz to Marc David. Check out his books. Congratulations on a great lifestyle. I still think it's amazing that you were running in the airport and in a 30-inch snow. I don't know about you, but when I have 30 inches of snow to clean out, I'm too tired to run.
Well, I live in a condo complex, so I don't have to clean it. And plus, I live in Scottsdale, Arizona.
You don't have to worry about that anymore.
That's right. I gave that up a long time ago.
Just stay hydrated, my friend.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
Very true. Very true.
All right. Mike Selinsky, watch Talking Sports and Fitness. Subscribe to the People Chronicles channel on Facebook and, on YouTube, and like us on Facebook. Take care.
These community stories are made possible in part by BCTV, Susie Ray Design, Queen City Family Restaurant, Lamar Advertising, Heidelberg Family Restaurant, Reading Air, Lions and Hole, Peanut Bar, and Kutztown University.